Hour Tua of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Your Dolphins are 0-2 after 2 weeks of football. Just count the days. Everybody gets to have their new quarterbacks out there. You know, Joe Burrow is out there playing. Herbert's out there gunslinging it with Patrick Mahomes, and we sit here still watching a 40-year-old run around. Tons of fun.
I mean, when I saw Herbert, I was like, ooh, strapping young man.
Strapping.
And guess what? Were you thinking, what the hell were they saying about him? That's not accurate.
I'm so jealous of everybody who gets to have their
darts.
Everybody gets to have their young QBs out there just scurrying about.
Hey, don't worry about everybody else. Don't worry about everybody else.
Well, let's see how Herbert does with a week of preparation. Everybody gearing for Herbert. I think the Chiefs are thinking Tyrod Taylor was going to be the quarterback. And then,
so you think they okey
really?
They Matt Mortem.
Hey, by the way, Robbie, that's dumb. You know why? Because DBs don't necessarily study the quarterbacks. They study the ability of the quarterback, but more importantly, they're covering pass routes and plays, not guys, unless it's a stud receiver.
Let me ask you.
Unless a quarterback can run the football, then you have to do something different. So if they would have gone from, say, when they went from Flacco and then put in what's his name? Lamar Jackson, right? Then you go, we weren't prepared for this run. We got to tweak our defense. That's not the case. They're still running the same plays. They don't have a different playbook for Herbert.
The Dolphins did this with Tannehill, back in the Gase days. We all thought Tannehill was going to play, and all of a sudden, whoop, he's out. And then Brock Osweiler comes in and throws for over 300 yards.
That's the only way that Adam Gase would win, is he has to just completely lie.
Oh, yeah, the Dolphins got in big trouble for manipulating the injury report that week.
Yeah, well, listen, that's the only way that loser could go out and win. He sucks, by the way. Another
so
great
gone.
performance by him.
How do we do?
I know I'm 0-3 with tonight's games pending.
I don't even know. I got to look at my. I gotta find my games.
We are stinking it up, aren't we?
The Dolphins are the backdoor cover. Yeah.
Nobody picked the Dolphins.
I picked the Bills.
I picked. I was going to pick the Dolphins.
Yeah, you were going to pick the Dolphins, but I had the higher draft pick.
I'll find my pick somewhere. I know they're around here somewhere. But anyway, so the Dolphins lose yesterday, 31-28. I guess what I would ask you this, Leroy, this is probably, I would say, the most, I don't want to say the word is heat, but probably criticism I've seen Brian Flores take as Dolphins head coach. Is, it's a year where the defense was expected to be better, and they've been terrible. The defense has been awful. They've now had a game where they've gotten run over by the Patriots and now have gotten gashed in the passing game. So, one, do you think Brian Flores deserves a bunch of criticism? And two, is this anything that's going to get fixed this year? Because they spent a lot of money on this defense. Understanding Bye-Bye Jones was basically out from the start of the game, so they didn't have their prize free agent. But they've now gotten their ass kicked 2 straight weeks in defense, and it's been 2 different ways.
I would say this.
Well,
they
both are
probably went into this week, expecting the Bills to try to overpower them and run up front, right? And for the most part, they contained their run game. But there's a couple of things that bother me about the defense, and they could all be tied in together. One, too many big plays down the field. Way too many. Guys running free through the secondary like nobody was there. And could that be from the standpoint of there was no pass rush? Could be. One definitely has a lot to do with the other. We had a conversation with Wilkins about this. If you don't get a pass rush, I don't care who you have playing secondary, they can't cover that long. And Josh Allen looked rather comfortable.
Looked good.
He came over to our couch, went in our refrigerator, got a beer, sat down and watched his favorite movie, and we didn't do anything.
Yeah, he Rick Jamed us. He put his muddy boots all over our couch.
And so from that standpoint, if I would say anything that you can have a problem with, the problem is if you know what you know now, would you have spent all that money on a secondary or
No.
on a D-line?
Well, the one thing that sucks is I didn't get to see the investment that we had in the secondary. You know, like it's a tough thing. I get what you're saying is, you definitely probably would look and say, well, Clowney's out there playing for somebody else, or maybe you would have made the move for other pass rushers, but they didn't get to unveil what they had in the secondary yesterday because he wasn't there.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who's back there.
It's got to matter.
Right?
It can't not matter at all.
You have a first-round pick taking your spot.
You can't cover.
But he's a rookie. It's his second game.
I'm not worried. I'm not even worried about that. The fact of the matter is you can't cover for 5 seconds, 4 and 5 seconds in the secondary. You can't do it. I don't care how great your secondary is. We all talk about the Legion of Boom, right? We all talk about how good that secondary was. But without the pass rush that they had, right? Without that pass rush, they're not as good at all. And in fact, when the pass rush started struggling in Seattle, we started questioning the secondary. The Legion of Boom over the hill. It wasn't that.
Understood.
There was no pass rush.
I'm not even disagreeing with you, but I would say that if Richard Sherman was missing a game, they probably were having a tougher performance, like Richard Sherman in his prime.
Not necessarily. I'm like, yeah, no, he's better. I'm not taking away from the talent. But what I'm saying is that I don't care how great a secondary is when you start having plays where the guys are just running around and getting open. I don't care who you are at the secondary. You can't cover that long. And so I think from the standpoint of defensively, they don't get any pass rush. They get no pressure on the quarterback. You let Josh Allen sit back there and basically have tea and crumpets and didn't hardly put any pressure on him.
You've gotten you got carved up by Josh Allen, who up until this year has never had a 300-yard game, and you gave up his first 400-yard game.
Right. Like before that game, I would have said, hey, if the Bills only rush for 110 yards, I'm saying, oh, no, the Dolphins got a real good chance because that means they're taking away one of the options of a team who has a questionable quarterback throwing the football. I mean, not only did he throw 400 yards, he only completed 24 passes.
I know.
So that means you got guys running wide open in that secondary. Nothing but chunk plays.
And his 11
You can't have it.
His 11 incompletions were all wide open receivers. It's not like, there was wall-to-wall coverage on his incompletions. He just missed some throws. Like
he threw for 400 yards, and like Robbie said, there were a couple of times where I go, oof, nobody's around that guy. He just missed.
I think counterpoint to that, Fitzpatrick had a nice game, but he had plenty of games where he had plenty of possessions where he got lucky that it wasn't taken to the house the other way.
Yeah.
Oh, that Gesicki catch. Ooh. And then that
By the way,
drop.
Gesicki is turned out to be
he's pretty good. He's good. He's good.
Good pass catcher.
Pretty good. He's a good receiver.
Well, come on, man. You know everybody has that one tight end where he's basically a thick wide receiver. Stop.
Yeah. No,
that's
he's a good
football now.
He's a great weapon. I mean, an incredible catch from him yesterday.
So, if there's anything that I took away from that game, is that, like, we didn't think that we would be in the same boat with the pass rush as we are this year, as we were last year, right? Like last year, the big takeaway from last year's season, well, I mean, everybody commented on the secondary, but it seems like more and more Mondays we would come in and say, hey, man, they're not getting any pressure on the quarterback.
Nope. What is it? I think it's 2 sacks in 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
and the one sack last week was yesterday was kind of a coverage sack.
Now, basically what I would do is I would tweak the defense to get more pressure on the quarterback because If Josh Allen is throwing,
Well, yeah. Let me ask you this, because that was the thing everybody was saying with Flores, is that even though they don't have the perennial pass rusher, that he's supposed to be such a wizard that he can scheme guys into getting a pass rush. How do they do that?
you change it up. You bring in 5, you bring in the different 5. You sometimes bring 6 and man it up. Sometimes you fake it and drop it off. I think when you think of what you've seen out of New England and some of the crazy formations defensively that they've had, it's all been in an effort to get you off your game, to get you to be thinking about the wrong things. Kind of like the zone blitz. One of the reasons why the zone blitz works so well is because you'll still bring 5 guys, but you'll drop a D lineman into a slant route. Like what happened with Calais Campbell, right? It happened with Calais Campbell against the Browns. He dropped off the line of scrimmage and Baker Mayfield threw it right to him. He batted the ball and it was a pick. That's some of the things that you have to do. Like, don't just line up and say, okay, we're bringing 5, 4 D linemen and a linebacker. No, you might have to drop a D lineman, bring a corner, bring a slot guy, drop a linebacker, bring a safety. But you're going to have to kind of, if you don't have the ability to just line up and beat your guy across from you there, now you got to try different things. Now, one of the things that makes it difficult is that all sounds great and that all sounds awesome and it makes a lot of sense. Sometimes the defensive players that you have to be able to make these adjustments. With a lot of guys that have been out, a lot of guys just coming in, maybe they're not there yet.
Robbie, let's hit the ID headlines. What else we got this weekend?
This is WAXYAM South Miami and WSFS-FM HD2 Miramar, a radio.com sports station.
Had my picks, by the way. I finished 3-1 this weekend. 3-1.
Nice.
I had Jacksonville plus 7.5. I had Seattle minus 3.5. And I had the Cardinals minus 6.5 over Washington. My loss was the Panthers plus 8.5 over the Bucks.
And that was an atrocious beat. That was a Leonard Fournette scamper with like 40 seconds left to get that cover. It was like a 40-yard run. They're trying to run the clock out. He busts free for a touchdown.
We had a guy who texted in about the Cardinals. How entertaining that they are an entertaining watch. They become my favorite NFL Sunday ticket team now. I love watching Kyler Murray.
Hey, it's something about watching a team and they show the shot from the end zone and you can't see the quarterback and the ball just comes out of there.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Something about having a young quarterback people can get excited about, man. Something. Not that I have any agenda or anything.
Hey, here's the text. Hey, sorry, did I miss the Kick Rock segment? Mark Jackson, Kick Rocks, calling Gogi a poor man's Ginobili.
It shouldn't be that big of an insult because Ginobili is a Hall of Famer, but go kick rocks, Mark. I'm so tired of both of those guys.
That's why I preference the sound. I prioritize the sound of the Canes game as to the Heat game on Saturday because I'm listening to those bozos. When the fourth quarter of the game was tight, you'd rather listen to the basketball game. But for the first 3 quarters, I had the sound on the Canes game. For that reason.
What else do we got, Robbie, from this
Well,
weekend?
speaking of the Canes, they did beat Louisville 47-34. And they're now 12th in the country.
Do you love the new turnover chain, Leroy?
It's fine. I love it. Here's what I love.
I kind of like it.
Fine.
Here's what I love. You ready? And I told you this. I love the fact that no offensive person is putting on those damn rings.
That's not true. The freshman did.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Bet you won't do it again.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So you think that? So you
know why? Because all the older guys are going to him and say, "Hey man, you see none of us putting that on."
Cam Harris does not wear the rings. Cameron Harris does not wear the rings.
Neither does De'Aaron King. right?
Is that
You-
possible? Is it
You
possible?
either give it to the offensive lineman or nobody wears it.
Is it possible because Cameron Harris is his fingers have too many muscles on them because he looks like the Hulk out there?
Yeah, the touchdown rings won't fit.
They won't fit him. He's too
Hey.
swole.
No, that ain't why. Cause yeah.
Tell you what, man, this is a fun Canes team to watch.
Hey,
it's
they
Florida
gave up 34 points. I'm a little worried about that. But other than that,
maybe, but they're humming, dude. Like this offense
Right.
is humming.
Yeah, they have the opposite problem of the Dolphins. They could put on a pass rush, but they got nobody in the secondary. But they can
that's
kinda
all right. If you had to make a choice,
You'd rather have the pass rush than have the secondary.
oh yeah. Hey, let's be clear. You think the Giants won those Super Bowls with Eli because of their secondary?
No,
Front four,
Okay.
straight
It
hand.
was all
top.
about the pass rush. All about the pass rush.
So yeah,
So-
it's Florida State week. Maybe it's a big maybe.
Robbie,
Norvell
Jeez.
getting that Rona.
He
hey
got the
man, we need
If I
you need
if
to
I
go find yourself a sound for yourself. Because
What we had 7 college games postponed this past weekend. Some of them for less.
well, so let me get this straight. Are they gonna is there actual worry about this, Robbie, or you just think there's gonna be a stink about it from Florida State because their head coach can't go?
I both. I think. Well, we don't know who else in the team has it.
Gotcha.
Well, and yes, I think there's going to be mutual interest to postpone this game. Here's why. Of course, Florida State, they're going to want to have their coach their most important game of the season. They're not playing Florida this year. So this year, this is their most important game. And second of all, the Miami Hurricanes, I think they low-key, on the down low, want to push this game back to late October, and maybe you're allowed to have more fans in the building by then. Maybe.
All right, I can see it. All right, you're swaying me. You're swaying me a little bit.
And I've looked into the schedule. I've looked into this. The following weekend, October 3rd, the Miami Hurricanes have off. They could play that game that weekend. Florida State does have a game against Jacksonville State, but they can get out of that game like nothing. And they both.
jeez.
That's what. It's true. It's the one. It's the non-conference.
Do you know what Jacksonville State's mascot is?
They're the Gamecocks,
All right. How the hell does he know that?
and they're not in Jacksonville, by the way. They're in Alabama.
They're in Alabama.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
That kinda makes
Jacksonville
sense.
State.
Why would
hey,
Jacksonville
State, not in Florida.
There is a Jacksonville University.
Yeah.
in Jacksonville,
JU, the
isn't there?
Dolphins.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, that one when I was at Flagler College playing tennis. Our
Whoa,
goal.
whoa.
I wasn't on
Rob.
the tennis team. It was a class. It was a 1-credit class.
all right.
Tennis 1 and tennis 2. Our goal was to beat JU. That was what the teacher told us.
Oh, so you guys had crossover class.
Robbie,
Never. What?
Do you have a
Let me
wicked
get this
backhand?
straight. You actually played tennis.
I took 2 semesters of tennis. You got credit for it.
Wasn't my question.
Yes, we had to go out there and play. First one, we had to learn.
Is there any video of this?
No,
Okay. All right.
I could probably still. I could still probably.
Did you wear sneakers or did you play in Crocs?
No, I had to. No, I wore sneakers to play. Tennis shoes, as the kids call them.
Oh man. What else you got, Robbie?
So that's this. That's supposed to be this Saturday. The Marlins, they had a wild doubleheader yesterday. They won a guts game 2-1, a wild 2-1 game, and the second game was a throwaway game. They lost 15-0, but that doesn't matter. It's they split a doubleheader. They don't lose extra for losing 15-0.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They won the series 3 out of 5. All right, you kick the Braves' ass tonight. Have it all going. 4-game series. Marlins will be leading the division by Friday. It's gonna be great. Woo! Atlanta, you're not gonna want to. Hey, you're not gonna want to be near a computer if that happens. Trust me. Trust me.
7-10 first pitch today against the Braves.
Jose Urena, revenge game tomorrow. Or he may just go plunk Ronald Acuna just for kicks, because that's what he does.
Hey, how about this? The Dolphins are blowing their chances to win the East. We have the best QB sitting on the bench. We were in every game. Fitzpatrick and
Bro, if you think Tua's going to fix the season, I'm sorry, bro. Tua's going to be in wild shootouts every single game. They might be fun to watch, but
Yeah, well, you know what? I would like to have some fun. Is that okay? Am I a bad guy because I'd like to have some fun? Is that okay?
But you can
that
have
I don't
fun
want to watch a 40-year-old go out there, run around, and barely get the passes over the offensive line and get balls batted all over the place. And maybe Gesicki will have a cool catch every now and then. And by the way, can he stop running? Okay, he is an old man. Stop trying to run to the end zone every single time. He thinks he's Michael Vick, and he's not. Enough.
He does scamper a lot.
Every time I go and see him, I'm like, oh no. It's gone to his head. I led the team in rushing again. It's gone to his head. Enough. And yeah, sorry, I look around the league and I see awesome young quarterbacks all over the place. Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, and Justin Herbert, and all these young quarterbacks, and they're all having fun. And here I am sitting watching Fitzpatrick.
Hey, as somebody said, put Tua in the secondary. Can Tua pass rush?
Can Tua pin his ears back?
Yeah. Yes, because holy smoke. I think
left-handed pass rusher.
I'm actually shocked at the fact that they're not getting any pressure. I am. It's things that we didn't, when we thought of issues of what was going to keep what was going to help this team grow. Pass rush wasn't high on the list. And if you, and let me ask you this, if they know what they know now, would they have made more of a conscious effort to bring in Clowney?
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, if you don't pay Agba and you don't pay Lawson, you might, you don't have to pay Van Noy either. You might have to scratch for a Clowney. By the way,
I think they're still under the cap, though, right?
By the way, the Dolphins. This is why I wasn't goo gaga about the $100 million in cap space. The Dolphins have what was the last good free agent the Dolphins have signed? Seems like every big money free agent sucks.
Would you have given up a two? You could have given up a 2 and a. You could have given up a 2 and a 5 for Ngakoue. I don't know. But I know people looked over their draft picks like they're precious. So
but I mean, the problem with Ngakoue, it's a 1 year thing, and then he's got to get paid.
No, you got to pay.
Yeah,
you got to pay him.
Redo his contract, but you go into it. Here's the problem.
It's over now.
Football is weird in this way. You're not going to trade for a guy, give up draft picks, and not be able to sign him to an extension. Mm-hmm. And if you do. And if you're going to sign him to an extent, those draft picks drop. So instead of a 2 and 5, maybe a 3 and 4, or maybe a 3 and 5, simply because you are taking him off of their hands because they don't want to pay him.
I don't know how this is happening in 2020. How the hell did we have a blackout?
Right, I know. Hey, I was going back and forth between golf and the other game that was on. And so I go back and got Steelers and
Broncos.
And Broncos, and I'm like, hey, guys.
Excuse me.
What the hell?
It wasn't a short thing either. Like normally when there's technical difficulties, like it'll bounce back in a little bit.
It's like a commercial break.
Yeah, we were missing like for a long chunk of this game. And so I'm having to log in, and I got to say, hey, shout out to all the Dolphins reporters who everybody hoses down left and right during training camp for their tweets and their play-by-play. I was relying on them because I was like, oh, Beasley, what do you got for me? And he goes, touchdown Devontae Parker. I was like, oh, thank God, because I wouldn't have known. I mean, Lord knows if I go to to the radio broadcast, who knows what you're going to hear. So, I mean,
it even happened. It happened in the Marlins game too, like in the final out of the game.
It happened in the last out.
Yeah,
last out, Leroy. Technical difficulties. What the hell was going on yesterday?
I don't know.
Why power outage?
What is this? The XFL from 2003?
Oh yeah, they forgot to fill up the gas. The gas.
I was flabbergasted by what was going on. So yeah, I caught a lot of Jaguars Titans. Ryan Tannehill, my God, 4 touchdowns. Ooh.
I think Tua's gonna have the same career. I think Tua's gonna play 7 years of quarterback. Go 8-8. Not his fault. Just gonna not have any team around him. Have no defense, and then he's gonna go off somewhere else, and he's gonna be great. That's what's gonna happen.
Hey,
I already see it. I can already see it.
No, the problem is you guys you're so quick to say, Tannehill. You threw it on the quarterback all the time. And it's not that Tannehill's any better.
I mean,
he's just on a better team.
He did have Geno Smith and Thad Lewis.
That's it. He's on a better team. And so he looks better when in actuality he's the same Ryan Tannehill he's always been.
Whatever. When it comes down to the playoff, when it comes down to brass tacks, bro, he ain't coming through for you.
Really?
You almost got out.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying about the guy that went to the AFC Championship game.
On the back of Derrick Henry. He's a regular season
quarterback. Who cares
quarterback.
how you get there? There's 52 other guys on that team on Sunday.
We'll tell that to the Bucks. They love a participation trophy. Yeah, at least we got there.
Really?
Yeah. He almost got outdueled by Minshew. Minshew.
But he didn't.
Wait.
What would have been worse? Getting outdueled by Minshew or losing to Justin Herbert?
What's going to happen when the Dolphins lose to on Thursday?
What would have been worse?
What?
A guy that been playing quarterback for 2 seconds?
But at least Patrick Mahomes.
And you just won the Super Bowl?
That would have not
been
been
What would have been worse?
Definitely losing to Minshew.
No!
Because you're Patrick Mahomes. You could okay a loss on the road to Herbert.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is allowed a little bit of fat cat syndrome. You know, he shows up. He's like, does this really matter?
Really?
Yeah,
Week
he's going to coast. I've done it all now. I'm 23 years old. I've been the MVP. I've won the Super Bowl. I'm the All-State guy. Like, he doesn't need this.
Somebody said, did Robbie just say white power outage?
No, I did not say that. No. At least I hope I didn't.
Like, you gotta go listen.
Deadspin.
No, but we are. But like, if the Dolphins do lose on Thursday, we're in agreement that they're going to go with a new quarterback, right? Like, they're going to shake it up
this week?
Yes. So even
like, here's the problem. Here's what I would like.
I don't know what to root for then
Here's what I would like
on Thursday.
Okay,
I'm very confused.
I would like for people to have an honest assessment of the situation. If it's the quarterback as to why you're not winning games, then make the change.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not, if you bring in a new quarterback, nothing's going to change. Like, if your defense is still a sieve, what bringing in a new quarterback going to do?
Well, at least you get him some reps, and it doesn't feel like you're throwing him into this unwinnable situation. Like, you're not throwing him to the Lions.
That's exactly what it seems like.
Nah, because
if you throw a new quarterback in when your problems are defensively and teams are scoring like crazy on them, what is that doing to your quarterback?
There's no loss in getting experience. Like, he goes out there, and we're not wasting time.
Like an idiot. That was the most ridiculous take ever. Say that again.
There's
and
no
this time I hope you wrote it down because you probably won't even remember what the hell you just said.
There's no loss in getting experience. There's no loss. Like, he's gonna go out there. He's gonna learn. He's gonna learn the ropes. Yeah, he's gonna go learn the.
Hold on. There's no loss in getting experience.
Yeah,
you're saying that, and you don't even believe it yourself.
I believe it. I believe if you send
You're
Tua out.
amazed that you came up with that take.
No, there's no loss in getting experience. He goes out there.
Saying it again doesn't make it any more ridiculous.
I think the more I say it, the more I believe it.
Yeah,
I
right.
think
Which is another problem.
We put Tua out there. You show him the ropes. All right. He gets to learn the ways, and then maybe this thing turns around by week 6.
And the defensive line is going to get more fired up. Oh, Tua's playing. Let me rush the passer now.
Yeah. There's going to be a different sense of urgency.
And look, you made that ridiculous take.
Yep.
And now we got somebody else chiming in. At least Houston lost again.
That draft pick.
True. That's true.
I don't want to get my hopes. I mean, they did play arguably the 2 best teams in the league.
Along with, who knew Jacksonville could score 30 points?
James Robinson, bro. Like an undrafted gem.
I'll tell you what, if you're the Dolphins, you're going to have the first pick of the draft. Some team's going to get desperate for Trevor Lawrence, maybe get fetched under the 3 number 1 picks.
Wait a minute. Right now, I'm going to ask you, if you got the number 1 pick and you could have Trevor Lawrence, would you pull the old Arizona Cardinals?
No.
Well, I think you can get more for the Trevor Lawrence pick than you would be able to get for Tua.
No, I wouldn't. No way.
Somebody said, you want an honest assessment? Put Fitzpatrick at defensive end and let him chase the quarterback around all day because he wants to run.
Robbie, can you give me an update here? Is Cam Wake still a free agent?
I believe he is. And
Cam Wake in, dude. Why don't we dial it up for a little bit? They do this with Dwight Freeney every year.
And
Dwight Freeney comes in, gives you a little bit of pass rush every now and then.
Hey.
Why don't we bring in Cam Wake? He dials it up for a few plays.
No.
By the way, they issued Cam Wake's number. They gave it to either Agba or Lawson. They gave out Cam Wake's number.
That's fine.
Disrespectful.
I wish they wouldn't have done that, but give Cam, call up Jason Taylor, let Cam Wake wear 99 for a couple weeks. Let's bring Cam Wake in, dude. Dial it up.
Yeah.
It's better than what they got.
It's better than what they got. I'm just saying a little specialty position. He's still in great shape. Let's be honest, Leroy. He's probably still in great shape, and he's gotten to rest up this offseason.
He's probably eating a box of Krispy Kremes right now.
No way, dude. He's never had.
He hasn't had a cheeseburger since like the third grade.
Cam Wake. Hey, let me ask you right now. If we bring in Cam Wake, all right, we put him in some specialty packages. We call it the Cam Slam. All right. Can we walk out of this season with Cam Wake getting 7 sacks?
No.
Yes.
I think so.
Hey, man.
I don't know if he's going to stop the run, but he'll get the 7 sacks.
Just specialty situations.
Third down.
Third down. Pin the ears back. The Kraken.
Hey.
That's another thing
Why
that the
everybody
Dolphins.
calm down? It's 2 weeks in the season.
You know what also so annoying about that Dolphin game yesterday? This is on the game-winning the bomb that Allen hit at the end. It's 3rd and 9. It's an obvious passing situation. They go for the play-action zone read, and the Dolphins defenders bite on it. It's an obvious passing situation. If the Dolphins do that, that's a sack every time. That play-action shouldn't work on a 3rd and 9. Sure enough, they did it. It worked. He had all day to throw. Touchdown.
Yeah, can somebody tell the Dolphins this ain't the Golden Corral? You don't have to bite on everything.
Point for Tobin!
Serious football analysis, 4-down territory is next.